Okay, so what we're going to be doing today is we're going to take a line on a graph and we're going to determine what the equation is for that. So the equation is going to be in slope intercept form. So write this down. Slope intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. And there's two parts of the equation that we just leave the same, y and x. Those always stay y and x. But the m portion, can someone tell me what m represents in this equation? Slope. How about b? Those are going to be numbers. What does the b number represent? Where it crosses the y-axis. So we call it the y-intercept. If it's negative, it's a minus. If it's positive, it's a plus. So we're looking for those two numbers on our graph. Because if I know those two numbers, I can write the equation. So the easiest one to find usually is the y-intercept. Just go ahead and look at your y-axis, check where it's crossing, and that's your y-intercept. What number is it crossing at? -1. So the coordinates are 0, -1, but we could just write that as -1. We're halfway there. Okay, we got that number. How would we be able to find the slope from the line? Rise over run. So I can tell this line is decreasing. So I have a negative slope. So let's go to the higher of the 2 points. They're already giving you 2 points. So let's go to this point here and then do a rise over run to get to this other point. Okay? So first I'm going to go down to here. You go straight down until you're right across from your point that you're going to reach. Since I went down, that's a negative number. How many spaces is that down? So that's going to be -5. Bless you. And then we're going to go to the right. That's a positive movement. How many steps or how many spaces? 4. So we got this rise over run or slope as -5 over 4. So now I can write the equation. Okay? So the equation is going to be y stays the same. Y equals, instead of m, we have the number -5/4. X stays the same. That's part of your equation. And since the line crossed at -1, this is going to be -1. And that's the equation that makes that line. Okay? All right. Let's try another one together, and then we'll go ahead and I'll have you try 2 with your partner. Okay? All right, here we go. You guys ready for number 2? Okay, so this is our model. We want y equals mx plus b. And we're looking for m, and we're looking for b. All right. So I would always recommend, when you have to figure out your own points like this one, they didn't give us any points, pick the y-intercept. Pick where it's crossing the y-axis as one of the points. Okay? And then let's find another point where it crosses perfectly. I'm just going to move across here. Ooh, is that one? You think that's a point that crosses perfectly? Yeah, it is. Let's use that one. Make it easy. Okay. Is this increasing or decreasing? So we know the slope is positive. So let's start at this point here. We're going to go up and across. Up and across. We went up 1. Since we went up, that's positive 1. We went across 2. So since we went to the right, that's positive 2. Okay. So let's see here. What's our y-intercept number? -2, yeah. It's here's 0, 1, 2. -2, 0, -2. So this is going to be -2. And then we want, what's our slope? Rise of is 1/2. So go ahead, write the equation. Y equals, go ahead, write down what the equation is. Remember, we're replacing M and B in that model. And hopefully you got y equals 1/2 x, take away 2. Okay. Any questions? Okay. So now what I'd like you to do, you have example 3 and example 4. Example 4, they gave you points, so that's good. Example 3, you have to make up your own or find your own. Let's just do that together, and then I'll leave you to do the rest of the process with your table partner. Definitely we want to pick the y-intercept, and then finding the other one can be a little tricky. It's way down here. Right there's the next point that it crosses perfectly. The other ones are close, like that one's close, but it's not. This one's close, but it's not. So here and here. So starting with those 2 points, figure out the y-intercept, figure out the slope, and then write the equation. And then for number 4, you can use the ones they give you, okay? So I'll let you work on that with your partner. Talk it out, figure it out. Make sure you both agree. Okay, so we have this and this. Go back to this one. Please pause so you can see how we got the answer. Same thing here. And now we're working on this one. So this is what I got. I plotted the 2 points. There are these 2 here. Drew the line. Notice that it crosses 0, -3. So the y-intercept number is -3. Then I just picked 2 adjacent points. Figured out the rise and the run. It's going upward, so it's up 6 to the right 5. So it's 6/5. Our equation is y equals 6/5 x minus 3. Okay? All right. So the last thing we're going to do is we're going to figure out equations for special lines, because the special lines have different types of equations. Okay? Right here. So we're going to graph 2 lines on one graph. So let's do that. We're going to graph -2, 7 and 4, 7. So -2, 7 is right here. And 4, 7 is right there. Let's make this line. What do you notice about this line? Yeah. Another way to describe it starts with the letter H. It's a horizontal line. Does anyone recall what's the slope of a horizontal line? 0. Yeah. Oh, can you get the door? Yeah. So it has a 0 slope. Yeah. Okay. Okay, we're almost done, so we'll do it after that. Zero slope. So since the slope is 0 on any horizontal line, we're only going to look at the y-intercept. Where's it crossing the y-axis? 7. So the b value is 7. Okay? Well, what that means is the equation has no x part. It never crosses the x-axis. It only crosses the y-axis. So the equation is y equals whatever the y-intercept is, in this case 7. And that's true for any horizontal line. If I have a horizontal line crossing at -6 down here, it would be y equals -6. It's y equals whatever that is. Okay? All right. So any horizontal line is just y equals the y-intercept number. Okay? Let's graph the next one. -5, 1, and -5, -6. So -5, 1 is right here. -5, -6 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right there. So this line is definitely not horizontal, it's vertical. And vertical lines never cross the y-axis. So this line is a vertical line. And just like a horizontal line, it has a zero. It doesn't have a zero slope. It has a undefined slope. Okay. So since it doesn't cross the y-axis, it has no y-intercept. Yeah, but we do have an equation for this. It doesn't have a y-intercept, but it does have an x-intercept at -5. So it's -5, 0. And basically it's going to be x equals -5. This one is x equals, in this case, the x-intercept. Okay. So you may encounter a horizontal or vertical line in what you're graphing. The other way to tell is go back to your points, the ordered pairs. Do you notice they both have a -7 for y? The moment I saw that, I knew I had a horizontal line. Same thing for the vertical line. Do you see that they both have a -5 for y? The moment I saw that they were both the same, I knew I had a vertical line. Okay? So on today's not IXL, Delta Math, we're going to be practicing this, okay?